Number 10, be an activity monster. Quality volume is the name of the game. So let's see what happens when two salespeople from different gyms go head to head and all is the same with the exception of their activity. The volume of calls. Tonight's matchup is between Anita Be Active and Cole Machine. Both solid salespeople putting in 8 hours of work each day, but check out Anita cranking out 3 times more calls than Cole each day, resulting in a much better pipeline and overall value to the company. Over the course of a week, Anita has made 600 calls versus Cole's 200 and got 20 people to walk into the studio versus Cole's 5, made 15 deals to Cole's 4, and even though his close rate was better, her volume of leads has her overall beating him. Now, check this out. A month has 4.33 weeks in it. So multiplying everything out by 4.33, you can see Anita Be Active's value to the company is night and day to Mr. Machine. If both studios charged $150 a month and kept members for an average of 10 months, Cole Machine added $22,500 in sales value to the company, while Anita Be Active added $78,000 in sales value to the organization. And if I had to pick which rep I'm keeping, giving a raise to, creating opportunities for, opening new locations with, it ain't Cole. It's Miss Be Active. The best we see in this industry require those with the responsibility of sales and follow-up to make 50+ calls per shift. A shift is about 4 hours, so a full day is about 8. Now, some of you in here might be thinking, how in the world do I make 50+ calls in 4 hours? Truth is you just never put the phone down. Who here uses a CRM? Hopefully everyone. There's a way that pros use them, and it's a super efficient process. So here it is. When you're going through your leads, you want to make sure you mark next follow-up action date on all the leads after calling any of them. This way, if today you mark down to follow up with Jane Smith on Monday, when you come in on Monday and you sort through your leads by, okay, who do I have to call today? Jane Smith, as well as anybody else you said you need to call today, is going to be up at the top, ready to call. Start your follow-up session by sorting your view of contacts in your CRM by who you have to call today. So based on like what we just said in step 1, this is where in previous call sessions, you've decided that these are the people you're calling today. So cool, sort it out. This is the list of people I'm calling today. Now that you have the view of all the leads you're about to call today, start at the top. Now what I like to do is I right-click on the first lead and then I click open a new tab. And I do that for like the first 10. Use AirPods or a headset if possible to be hands-free and faster at all this stuff. Also, make sure you check with a coworker or a friend and just call them, do a test to make sure that the experience is okay and like it's not too much background noise or doesn't sound bad, because that can hurt the sale. Now, you're gonna go to that first tab that you just opened in a new tab, and that's gonna be the lead that you're calling, the first lead that you're gonna call. As soon as you click call, you're immediately, so call, boom, ringing starts. By that first ring, I'm already starting to leave notes on that contact record. I already put either LM or NA. LM stands for left message, NA stands for no answer. If it's my first time calling them today, I'm LM because I'm gonna leave a message. If I've already called them today, I'm gonna put NA because I'm not gonna leave a message. I already left them one today. I'm assuming that they're not answering because that's the most likely result, right? Even if it's 51% chance, that's the most likely result. I'm gambling on that, so I'm already putting it in. Important, do not submit the note yet. After I click call and I'm calling them, I immediately type this in. I'm really only at like the second ring by now. I'm already ready to go, okay? Now, once it goes to voicemail, click, hi, thank you for calling Jane. I'm sorry. Right at that moment, submit, boom. Now I got that done, and I move on to that. Okay, leave the voicemail, and then I navigate over to the next tab. The second I finish leaving that voicemail, I'm already dialing the next lead. I leave my voicemail, hey, this is Mike with Loudermer, fast forward, and then I get to the end. Thanks, we'll talk soon. Click, click, boom, next one. Step 7, rinse and repeat with your next tab until all tabs are closed, except for that first main one. So as soon as I send, boom, the notes are done, I X out, now I only have 9 tabs open plus that main one, and I just go until, boom, I got no tabs open except for that main one, and then I do it again. So now in that first tab with the view of all the leads you're gonna call, you'll refresh your screen. Now that you refresh, the ones that were at the top now went away because you've set the next action date for another day, that's not today, and now you're just gonna right-click, do the same thing, and you power through. Depending on your CRM, you may have to modify some of the steps in this process, but the concept's the same. As few gaps between calls as possible. Do everything you can to keep the gap between hang up and dial within a second or two. The average time it takes for 4 rings, their voicemail message, and the message you leave is generally about 52 seconds. So let's round up to a minute. The average time taken for calls that are answered are about 4 to 6 minutes. So let's round up and call it 6. The math tells us that to call 50 leads, of which let's say 12 answer, it should take less than 2 hours to call those 50 leads. The 12 that answer should take no more than 6 minutes each. So that's 72 minutes for those that did answer, and less than a minute each for the other 38, with 1 to 2 seconds of random transition time in between. 50 calls per day is a bare minimum for high performers. Less than 2 hours to call 50 leads, leaving you with 2 more hours to either check on members, work referrals, side work around the studio, create content if that's part of your job. Reminder, quality volume is the name of the game. Quality meaning your energy when leaving voicemails and talking to those that answer is super high. You're smiling, you're standing. Stand when you're on the phone, okay? You don't sit when you do your job when they're there because you know the energy is gonna suck, right? So if you already know that energy sucks when you sit, why would you start the relationship that way? Just don't do it. It makes no sense. Just remember, if the gym down the street has Anita and you have a Cole, it won't even be a contest. Choose which side of the fence you want to be on.